Shalom, shalom, Israel, Yahuds. First day of the week, Sunday, not the Sabbath. Sitting here kind of tuning into the radio show. I ain't tuned in a while. I came in on the back end, and I'm hearing this doctrine about permissible Gentiles. I'm hearing the doctrine about into Passover. I'm hearing doctrine about sex on the Sabbath. I'm hearing doctrine about, now mind you, go to God's Warrior 298. Shalom, shalom, King Court. This is my first time even going live. I ain't never went live on my YouTube before. But I wanted to go ahead and go live. I'm down here at the headquarters. And y'all, so the Hebrew1 show, they claim they don't deal with us or listen to us, but they on there sitting there talking about Gentiles, right? So the Torah clearly speaks. Hold on, let me give a disclaimer. We never said, and we got 3 series of a possible 5 to 10 part series we doing out about the Gentiles or the heathens and the Israelite stranger. You can go to all praises Yahoo. Shalom, Poppy Shoes. Can I get Poppy Shoes? Can I get Poppy Shoes admin powers in my thing? I don't know how to do that. How would I give Poppy Shoes? Do she get admin powers in my live feed? All right. Poppy, I'll shoot that to you. My fault. So check it out. Shalom, shalom, everybody tuning in. So I'm up here at the headquarters, man. Listen, I want to chop it up with y'all, bro. Anybody who's been following our series online, knowing we ain't saying that Gentiles won't be in the kingdom. We're not teaching that. And the thing is, beauty about YouTube and the videos, you can go back and walk through it piece by piece, look everything up or tear it apart or rebuttal with your own video series.
They're slaves.
They would be there as handmaids and servants. They would be. It's just servitude. That's their position, right? So the elders, or so-called elders by age, but I'm gonna say according to wisdom, I can't see it. It's off. So I'm gonna speak real quick on some of the things. So they sit here and talked about oh yeah, you know why they still talking, because I've been texting Daniel and Tobias in text, and I got it in my phone. For anybody who want to view it, just send me your information, or we'll talk about how to get the information to me, and I send you I screenshot it all, because ain't no chapter and verses being given, bro. I was told because you can have sex on the Sabbath because you're being fruitful and multiplying. That's what I was just told by Daniel. But the whole thing is, like, I hit him with a rebuttal. I said, well, listen, what if you and your wife are barren? You can sex on the Sabbath, because he went to himself. I ain't do this. He brought this out. I just spoke on it, and then I was blocked. So I'm going live on my own channel where I can't be blocked. So, shalom, shalom, Prescott. So they sat here and told me that you can have sex on the Sabbath, but then they quoted Jubilees where it's clearly saying you can't have sex on the Sabbath, right? Exactly. Isaiah chapter 58, no pleasure on the Sabbath. And listen, and you can go to Genesis chapter 18, verse 10 through 13. Anybody want to post that in the room? Genesis chapter 10. Genesis chapter 18, verse 10 through 13. And it lets you know sex is pleasure. So you're not supposed to have pleasure on the Shabbat. And ain't nobody having sex on the Sabbath talking about, I am putting in work for the kingdom. I'm putting in work for the kingdom. I'm humping for the kingdom. Humping for the kingdom. Humping for the kingdom. Y'all not doing that, bro. Anybody in who's adult enough to know sex is pleasure, I'm trying to achieve that blow. Boom! Shots fired. That's what I'm trying to achieve. So listen. Now, children are a byproduct of that. You see what I'm saying? But when you land with women, bro, you not Genesis chapter 18. Somebody post that. Poppy, if you can post that, or anybody. Genesis 18, right? Genesis 18, verse 13 through 14. I wonder if I can type in here. I don't know if I can type in here while I'm live, y'all. Y'all have to do that for me. Genesis 18. There you go. And we already know in Isaiah 58, it tells us that we must cease from our own pleasures on the Sabbath. Then you read the book of Jubilees, it tells you that if you was found having sex on the Sabbath, you were put to death. You have 6 days to plant your seed in the earth. Even the land, your crops, the Most High, all have a Sabbath rest. But your rod, where your covenant agreement, has free pass to just do anything, even on the Sabbath. Stop it, man. But then you get mad at brothers having multiple wives, but you want to fuck on the Sabbath. But the scriptures don't deny you can have multiple wives. But you want to sit here and have sex on the Sabbath. Come on, stop it. Now, mind you, for and on the record, I only got one wife. So y'all can't run that shit on me that y'all can try to run on everybody else. I got one wife. So, but anyway, it's crazy. Then they go to Samuel and try to say that the Gentile that was over the herds, under Samuel, right, have free reign to keep the feast and the Sabbath, right, and be in the congregation based off that one verse. Because he was in charge of the herd. He is your servant. He's your slave. The law does say if your slave is circumcised, he can't eat with you at the Passover. But that don't mean, so listen, most of you at that fellowship, bought with money. You hear me? And it has to be brought with money. Okay, none of you Israel, y'all are bringing these heathens around as your ribs. That's anti-Torah. Bringing them into Passover is anti-Torah, right? And then sitting here talking about that you can have sex on the Sabbath. Where is that at? So I asked them to show me in chapter and verse under the order of Aaron or the order of MELCHIZEDEK that sex is permissible on the Shabbat. All I got was, all knee. Hey, y'all, don't let these elders seduce you, man. I know how it go. I can say it like my other, I came out of that. Then I heard on the radio show today, out of Jacob's own mouth. Listen to the radio show on God's Word 298. It's going to air if he don't edit it, right? Jacob told y'all to choose a side. Damn. What was that in Israel? Because I could have sworn Messiah said, gather the lost sheep. And the lost sheep wasn't Gentile nations or heathen nations. He tore down the wall of petition. And now you telling me to build the wall back up? This Passover, I've been in this assembly, bro. This Passover, I've been in this assembly, right? I've been with this assembly a long time, over a decade. I don't keep track of years like that because I don't even celebrate my own birthday, anniversary, or none of that. I am what I am. I'm in what I am. You see what I'm saying? So I know I've been with this assembly for over 10 years. Probably over 15. But anyway, when I came to this body, shalom, what's going on? Got my brethren in here. Do me a favor, post that Isaiah, that no pleasure on the Shabbat. So we can link that up with that Genesis chapter 18, 10 through 34. Also, do me a favor, I believe it's either Jubilees 30 or Jubilees 50 about the laws of the Shabbat. Right? Because listen, these elders are run to the pseudepigraphers and the apocrypha and the Jubilees and Flavius Josephus, right, to expound on scripture. Shalom, Dred. Shalom, Chapman. How you be, Dred Chapman? How you be? Shalom, Israel. So I'm speaking on these topics. These Hebrews are now on the radio station teaching right now. And you can watch the rebroadcast. Once they get done, you can go back and look. Probably around about the 18-minute mark going forward. I'm going to say go back to the 15-minute mark and just go forward. These Israelites on there talking about they're going to keep their heathen in the congregation based off of Samuel having an Edomite who was in charge of the herd. But we ain't going against this. The law says if you have a slave, right, purchased by money, he can partake of the Passover. He's your possession, your slave. We've been teaching that if you watch any of the 3 series that we put out already about the Israelite stranger and the heathen. But ain't none of these Israelites that just had that Passover, that destroyer Yah, shout out to the Hebrew, ain't scared to call shit out, whether wrong or right, call it out, put his number out there, willing to chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm going to tell y'all for and on the record. I reached out, and I just did it again for going live. I sent out a text message to Daniel and all them old elders from the old assembly to come and chop it up with us at the headquarters about doctrine off camera. Now I'm offering it to y'all on the Worldwide Assembly live on camera. Come on down, man. Let's chop it up. Let's chapter and verse and let the Bible be true and every man a liar. It ain't about who right. It's about what's right, because you always used to say, Daniel, what do we teach the assembly? What do we teach the body of believers? Because the scriptures say, let this mind of Christ be in you. Let this mind be in you that's of our Messiah. Our Messiah ain't going to teach this separation y'all on. The mind of the Messiah went and set in with the sinner and publican. The mind of the Messiah was dying for the whole body of Israel, lost and found. You cats still teaching that separation doctrine. We can still sit here and we can chop it up about doctrine. That's why we're inviting you right now. You got a public invite. And anybody watching this stream, send it over to Daniel, Jacob, Tobias, and all the rest of them. Come on over here. We got enough chairs. We got enough chairs. We can sit here. We can chop it up. We got food tables and everything. We got scarves for the females coming down. You ain't got to come. We got waters and everything. Come on down. Let's chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling y'all, man, y'all are under evil suspicion, Y'all are under evil suspicion, which clouds y'all judgment, That's First Maccabees, if y'all still go there. If y'all still go there, because I just heard today, Jubilees has one witness that you cannot have sex on the Sabbath. But if you can't find it in the Bible, it don't mean nothing. Wow. But you can go to Isaiah 58 and Genesis chapter 18 and see sex is pleasure, and you are denied pleasure on the Sabbath. And I got on record that you can sit here and listen, I can send it to anybody who want to see it. I asked, can you say this live for me and edify? Because they blocked me on it. Jacob and the rebel rousers will be stopped. And I was blocked. But you can call in. But I could call in. So you could do me like you did, get a liar and mute my ass? No, let's keep it real. Y'all can come to us, we can come to y'all, and if that don't sound safe, then we can find a median ground. Let's go to McDonald's with Wi-Fi. Let's go to
Love Israel, man.
Let's go to Applebee's.
It's all good, all praises, you dig?
Let's chop it up, man.
Maybe I pray for them brothers, man.
We do pray, but they gotta stop. They gotta stop.
Just blinded by some hatred, you dig? But hey, the bombs are dropping, on the skulls of these proud niggas. They be aight.
Bro, listen, y'all. Ain't no scripture that says fuck on the Sabbath. There is no scripture that says you ought to, if your land gets rest on the Sabbath year, right? If we're going into the millennial reign, which is the Sabbath year, right? And if the land would enjoy its Sabbath because we gone, and we know that sexual sin and whoredom cause the land to be defiled, because certain sins cause the land to be defiled. And sex sins are those. You see what I'm saying? So explain how these elders show you chapter and verse where it's permissible to sex on the Sabbath. Because my rebuttal, or my foundation is this. Jubilees, which is a clear-cut note. Hey, Malaki, did you find that? I think it's Jubilees 30 or Jubilees 50. The laws on the Shabbat. You can probably do a quick Google. Jubilees 30. Jubilees 30. I want to say it's 30. Jubilees 30. Or Jubilees 50, one of the two. So that would be my first foundation. Then I would give you Isaiah 58 about ceasing from doing your own pleasure on the Shabbat. And then I would give you Genesis 18 where we can see clearly that sex is pleasure. And speaking as a man to y'all, anytime y'all had sex that wasn't about pleasure, please give me a 1. Anybody in this lobby that had sex without pleasure, give me a 1.
Whole reason for your bonus. Pleasure.
All right, how about this? Can anybody give me a 9 if I could be heard? Let me start there. Let me get a 9 if I could be heard. Let me get a 9 if I could be heard. I just want to make sure that the people that's watching I can hear. All right, 1 witness, Denise, 2 witnesses. I need 1 more, the amount of 2 to 3 witnesses, every word, bingo. So I can be heard, 4 witnesses, all right, so we can hear it. My question it is, give me a 1 if you ever have sex for non-pleasure. Give me a 1 if you ever have sex that didn't have pleasure in it. When was the last time you had an orgasmic experience without pleasure? Can I get a 1? Can I get a 2 if that don't make sense? Can I get a 1 if you ever had intimacy without pleasure? And can I get a 2 if that don't make no damn sense? Exactly. That makes no damn sense. 1 if you can have intimacy without some sort of pleasure, or give me a 2 if that don't make no damn sense. Bro, you can't get around it, man. Sex is pleasurable to us. That's why we can pop off and make babies off the flip. That's why you're going to have children as many as the sands of the sea. Bro, we're going to pop stars in the skies. So listen, man. I asked the elder to show me chapter and verse under the order of Aaron or Melchizedek where we can have sex on the Sabbath. I ain't got 1 yet. I gave 3. Then he talking about choose a side. Choose a side.
Everybody know that nigga's a fraud.
Bruh.
It's still in lessons.
Let this be in you that's in the mind of Christ. Show me chapter and verse where Christ denied anybody.
Jubilees 57 and 8.
All right, so pull this out for me, y'all. So listen, somebody type this in. Jubilees chapter 50,
Yeah, just keep doing
verse 7 and 8.
just in case you go. Yeah.
Jubilees chapter 50, verse 7 and 8. Jubilees chapter 50, verse 7 and 8. Jubilee. Throw that in there for me. Verse 7 and 8. I'm trying to wait to see if somebody's going to type it for me so I can go ahead and read it.
Ask Poppy, she do her homework. I'm starting class in a few minutes.
Poppy Mally said you do your homework. He finna start class in a minute.
Yep, and I'm inviting you on live.
Live. Told everybody, y'all. So I'm finna read this. 6 days shall you labor, but on the 7th day is the Shabbat of Yahweh, your sovereign ruler. In it you shall do no manner of work. Now y'all know y'all ain't working. You hear me? Having sex, bro. It's putting in work, but you ain't getting paid shekels for it. Unless you out here whoremongering on the Sabbath or prostituting on the Sabbath. Then if that's the case, I can add more Torah law because we're not to make whores or sodomites out of the sons and daughters of Israel. So if you paying for the kurbah or the wee-wee on the Sabbath, then you breaking more commandments. Because then you make it servile work. But this coming from the same Israelite elders who last Passover, and I don't know about this one, I didn't attend, who hired Israelites to serve. I'm telling you the truth. Go back and look at last year's Passover and this year's too. I'm hearing that he hired help. He hired his family for pay to carnal who don't believe like he believed, carnal family to work on the Shabbat, the high holy day. But he wanted sex on the Sabbath. See, that's why you understand. They're going to give over to all kind of heresies. Huh? So I'm going to read verse 7. 6 days, Jubilee chapter 50, verse 7. 6 days shall you labor, but on the 7th day is the Shabbat to Yahweh, your sovereign ruler. In it you shall do no manner of work, you or your sons, watch this, and your men servants, and your maid servants, and all your cattle, and the sojourner also who is with you. You see me? So listen, we know the sojourner is what? Israel that came from foreign lands to keep the feast with you.
That's right.
Right?
The manservants.
The manservant and maidservants are those who was purchased with money, and they have to be of the heathen nations from around about you.
Leviticus 25 and 44.
Leviticus 25:44. Mallory just shot that out. Let's read verse 8, y'all. This is a clear chop to sex on the Sabbath. And the man that does any work on it shall die. We know about that, the man who picked up sticks. Whoever desecrates the day, whosoever lies with his wife, or whoever says he would do something on it, that means your own pleasure, that he will set out on a journey thereof in regard to any buying or selling. And whosoever draws water thereon, which he had not prepared for himself on the 6th day. And whoever takes up any burden to carry it out of his tent or of his house shall die. So you have the law, no sex on the Sabbath, whoever lies with his wife, right? And the judgment is death. It's just that simple. Or doing any of your own pleasure. We read that in Isaiah 58, and we witnessed that sex is pleasure by Genesis 18. And then, so, how you get around that? Anybody bucking against that is just, you just want to have you just want to have penis warfare. You know what I meant to say, loin warfare. So all I'm saying is, y'all, these cats are going off. They telling you to have sex on the Sabbath. They going against the law of God, telling you that no heathen shall be able to partake of the Passover, right? And now they telling you that the gathering of Israel should not be done, because you're going to hear in that video say you can't gather Israel, is what they just said on their live. And also, what is the mind of Christ? For the first time in my whole time dealing with this assembly, I done had no other Israelite camps come in fellowship with us. This year, it says, let a tree be known by the fruit it's bear. And I'm going to leave with this. I had myself, I can show you in text again, where I was told by Daniel Solomon not to attend none of his feasts or anything that they got going on. I also got on record, right, that he told other Israelites that. I'm going to put me out there because I don't put them out there. I got it in my phone. So, don't come to our Passover. First, it's the Lord's Passover. You can't show a chapter or verse where they chop doctrine at the door. They check circumcision, but they ain't chop doctrine. You had zealots, Sakari, Pharisees, Sadducees. You had those of devout nations with different customs under all the heavens coming to keep the Passover and the unleavened bread and Pentecost. Them niggas is off. The job in the mind of Christ was to gather the lost sheep. Paul mentioned going to Rome, Colossians, Galatians, all these places. Corinth was to wake up them Israelites, to gather them, to come out. So you can't eat the table of the Lord and the table of the devil. Come out your pagan ways. You let these Hebrews tell you that, and you can listen. Anybody who don't believe me, all you gotta do is text me. I probably got most of y'all on the camp list anyway. Text me, I'll screenshot it and send it to you. And then you can call the Israelite and ask them is it true or not. And send them what I sent y'all. Don't come to our stuff like you own the Lord's Passover. But you will let a heathen in there who is told by the Lord never to have. And you on the radio station defending the heathen. What about the white man? They'll never say what about the Chinese or Japan, Indonesian, Indian, Native American. They'll never say nothing about that. These Hebrews are in full defense of what they say. I was on the live stream. That's not what was said. Did you hear what I said? In my text, man, they blocked me on the wire. When they talked about sex, I want to say you was on the live stream. Give me a 1. You was on the live stream. Let's go ahead and clear that while everybody else in here. Was you on the live stream? 1, yes, 2, no. Please hurry up, Ak. I'm talking to you. We tarrying for you. Because if you know anything about live, this is my first time using it. You say something, it pops up, and then it disappears. So give me 1 if you was on live and you heard me or you saw my text. Y'all see? Can I get a 9 if anybody can hear me? Maybe my phone went out. Can I get a 9? Can anybody hear me? 1 9. 2 to 3 9s. All right. So, Dawid Zion, you was on there. I'm sorry, Brother Jay Wright. I had texted him. I said, Isaiah 58, cease from your own pleasure. And did you not see Jacob go on and said, rebel rousers would be stopped? And you notice I wasn't able to text no more.
Zion know that shit, man. Stop fronting, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Be front.
Bro, be truthful, bro.
You know these niggas
Did
is
you see that when I spoke to that witness, then you ain't see no more text of my name in that chop in the lobby no more? He chopped me immediately. Oh, he did. Listen, I text a response to their comment about Jubilees 50 that I just read to y'all, verse 7 to 8. And they cut me off. That's what provoked me to go live. Bro, I do come in peace. What you mean? Wait a minute, whoa. Hey, bro.
You just was at their Passover.
So he was at their Passover.
Yeah, David Zion, you was just there.
So David Zion.
And a flaming faggot was up in that
So you don't denounce that they had a sodomite in that assembly and the Gentiles in that assembly? Can you show me chapter and verse where that's permissible by the Most High God to have a sodomite, a Muslim believer, and a heathen in the fellowship of the Passover? David Zion, can you please show us to the worldwide?
And we know the sodomite.
Bro, listen, bro.
Sharita's son.
Sharita, hey, who you call little bit? I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. Who you call little bit? Her husband is Ish. You know who little bit of Ish is? Can I get a yes or no?
We don't know. He's out of town nigga.
Oh, he's an out of town Hebrew? Bro, so listen, you're going to eat Passover in a situation you don't even have no clue what you fellowshipping with? Wow. You don't even know who you fellowshipping with. Put it like this. Did you see a heathen in the fellowship? Don't worry about the sodomite. We can skip that out. Can you show me the fellowship? Can you admit that you saw the heathen?
He don't know.
He saw the heathen. He can see the heathen. He can see the heathen. Did you see heathens in the congregation, Ak? Did you see non-Israelites in the congregation, Ak? Yes or no? Yeah, we saw it. We did. I'm just waiting for him to say it because he the one leveling something. Bro, Destroy Yah put that out there with the video. You can go to God's Warrior and turn on Passover 2:19, and it starts off with a heathen throwing up the 4th tribe. At the Passover David was at. Do me a favor, Mally. Post that script real quick about no stranger should eat at the Passover. Right? And y'all tell me, where did this law go away? Where did the law of no strangers can eat the Passover go away? And she was throwing up the 4th tribe. There is no law that gave them permission to do that. Huh? So you were eating a Passover that was considered to be abominable. Half of them was in there not with Gentiles. So even if you wanted to run if they was Gentile slaves. Okay, all praises. Yes, there was Gentiles there. Cannot heathens fellowship with us? No. Not at the Passover, no. And you don't see nowhere in Scripture, where heathens came into the sanctuary to be portioned for sin under the order of Aaron or Melchizedek. Mally just put the scripture in right there. Let that be true.
Yep, and look that stranger up, it's going to say heathen.
And look that stranger up. Non-Israelite, non-Hebrew. Yeah, you had a Passover that probably didn't have nothing but distaste in the Lord's eyes.
And all them niggas got powers on their order. Lying.
And check this out, here go another issue too. We're not even supposed to be sleeping with them other nations, So these cats don't have them heathens in there as they slaves. These heathens are in there as they ribs. So they skipped over all the Israelite daughters out of all the 12 tribes and took a heathen to wife. That's a slap in every Israelite daughter face. Even in the book of Judges, right, when Samson told his father to get him that Philistine, did you hear what his father said? Out of all the daughters of Israel, you couldn't find one? But you want this uncircumcised heathen, No, heathens did not come out of us with, show me chapter and verse where heathens came out with us in Egypt. Show us chapter and verse where Egyptians came out.
Mixed multitude.
Mixed multitude. We just, I can tell you ain't watched our class. We just did a class on it. We got 3 series. Listen, the mixed multitude were the mixed, right? Listen, David and Moses and Zipporah, right? That was before the gathering at the mountain, and the law was given, huh? And listen, and by you bringing up Zipporah and Moses, check this out. Moses is an Aaronite, right? He's an Aaron. He's a son of Aaron.
Moses is the son of Levi.
Son of Levi, you know, thank you, Tony. Hey, listen, Salaki. Hey, Malaki gave me great correction. Moses is the son of Levi.
Multitude is us.
Right.
We had mingled with Egyptians.
Yeah, sex with Egyptians, which made mixed children, you would call it today. Right? Look up the meaning, mixed with Egyptians, but the Egyptians didn't come out with us. You won't find one chapter and verse where the Egyptians came out with us. And then when we read the New Testament, and it talked about Israel passing through the waters and being baptized, it didn't say Israel and some of the Egyptians passed under the water, or under the cloud, or followed by the rock. It don't say no Egyptian in there, It says brethren and Israel. What you had was mixed multitude. Like right now, if God gathered all of it, he's going to gather all the Israelites. Some of us are going to be mixed with other nations, right? That's what it is. Go to Leviticus chapter 24, and you'll see the Israelitish woman, and it'll break that down.
And what happened? Them niggas dropped in the wilderness.
And all them cats that came out, Hey, look, also David of Zion. All the Israelites that came out of Egypt, even if you want to say that they were Egyptians, none of those generations made it into the promised land. Exactly. None of those Israelites that came out of Egypt made it into the promised land. Not Moses, not Miriam, not Aaron. And not none of those mixed multitudes. All Israelites. You can witness that by the New Testament and the Old. You see what I'm saying? Is that those who went under and through the water, through that spiritual baptism, followed by that rock, ate up that heavenly bread, all of them were Israel. You see what I'm saying? You talking about what's about Rachel and Leah?
That was Jacob's cousins.
Please say that again.
Jacob's cousins.
See what I'm saying? Did you hear that? Jacob's cousins. Jacob's cousins.
Their father was the brother of Jacob's mother.
Their father was the brother of Jacob's mother.
This nigga is off, man.
So Rachel and Leah were Gentiles to you?
Oh my God.
So David Zion, you saying that Rachel and Leah are Gentiles?
That will make Jacob a Gentile. They're first cousins. Nigga don't know what he's talking about.
Hey,
And I've met him before. I know that nigga.
Hey,
He's an out of town.
you need to go holler at them cats, bro. Or look, do yourself a service. And read, we have a lesson. I got rebroadcast, Israelite stranger, and the heathen. We got 3 parts. You probably ain't gonna watch it, but it's out here for everybody to watch if they choose. You won't find on there, and we go into breakdown of lessons. We go down to breakdown of names. We go to breakdown of definitions, all that, bro. You was under the sorceritic vibration that Egyptians came out with you and they didn't. You are under the sorceritic vibration that heathens can eat at the Passover. And that's not biblical nor Torah. And all you Israelites scream, I keep the law, statutes, and commandment until you get to these type of verses. And then the law don't make no sense no more. It makes no sense to y'all no more when you come to these verses that say a stranger can't eat with us. You're not to marry them. Then all of a sudden the law disappears and you run to 1 Samuel that they did today and say that the Gentile Edomite who was over the herd, who you put in charge of your herd, it didn't say that Gentile Edomite ate Passover. Not in one chapter, one verse. They don't say that Gentile Edomite went and kept the temple or went to the high priest to get forgiveness of sins. It's nowhere in there. Listen, if any man think himself to be a teacher, he first needs to be what? Retaught, according to the oracles. Y'all are hearing right now, recorded forever in YouTube as long as they servers are up. The challenge is come and talk with us. Come and sit down. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know where we at.
We just invited Daniel,
And listen.
Elisha, all them down here Friday.
And listen, anybody who wants to ask the question, send me a text. I send you the invitation with the list of everybody listed, because most of y'all got it. It was sent also to Daniel, the Elijahs, the Uriahs, and all of them. And none of them came. None of them came. But on the radio show this morning, talking all about it.
And we bringing up brother stuff from 6 years ago.
You see what I'm saying?
On Ty Drill from years ago.
Who talking about it?
These niggas, that man bring you up on the radio all the time.
No, they don't, bro.
Shit, okay.
Hey, bro. Hey, listen. Oh, bro. Guess what David Zion just asked? Hold on. David Zion just asked, what about Peter's dream?
What about
Bro, please don't tell me you're going to the tapestry and meets in Acts chapter 10, bro. Somebody give him verse 28, please. Hey, David, bro, you really need to go back through this, bro. Hey, bro, somebody give him Acts chapter 10, verse 28. Talking about the tapestry of meats. Please, somebody give him verse 28. It ain't talking about, because Christians are used that to eat pork. We ain't calling no man uncommon or unclean. That's why we are going to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, so those who we considered unclean are not unclean to us no more. That's why when you hear that tapestry of meats, he's preparing us to go keep company with Israelites that we normally wouldn't keep company with no more because they was part of the other kingdom.
Yeah, because either what Peter was doing was about Cornelius becoming his slave, or it was about restoring and building up the tabernacle of David and the fall.
Exactly. It's about restoration.
Own our slaves to all 4 tribes is united.
You know what I'm saying? It's about gathering Israel back. It's about the lost sheep, bro. So when you reread it, look, watch those lessons, you'll have an understanding, right? Because what Jacob was trying to put out there on the radio show was so off. We wasn't sitting there saying that every word in the Bible that says Gentiles or Israelites. We didn't say that. And our video is our literal proof. Literal audio and visual proof of where we stand and what we was teaching and are teaching. Listen, the Bible says, mark those that cause division. You on the radio show talking about, KC, we on our way. Hey, Rock, what are you doing? He was on there talking about, KC, we on our way. You can go watch a basketball game and fellowship with everybody else and have heathens in your congregation. Teach people to have sex on the Sabbath. But then when it comes to sit down with your brothers that you call brothers to chop up doctrine under open invitation on her and in text, you don't even reply or attend. So a tree is known by their fruit. Hey, y'all, I'm going to leave with this. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to leave with this. Hold on for a minute, bro. I'm going to end with this. I'm going to end with this. Right? I'm going to end with this. Let the fruit bear witness. If this year was the first year I ever saw, I'd have been with Daniel and all of them and where I'm at today, which ain't even a year old, ain't even 6 months old, right? At headquarters. FOPE. Anybody familiar with FOPE? For our people edification. Quinath in his camp and assembly. AOI. Maharikar in their assembly. HORS, House of Redeemed Servant, Jeremiah in his assembly. And HHSTL, Honor and Humility STL. All playing basketball, fellowshipping, and eating, and drinking, and praising the name of Yahweh under the banner of Christ. That never happened. So let the fruit show what's really going on. Unity or separation. Unity or separation. Because the script clearly say, mark those who cause division. Y'all need to start that avoiding them. Pray for them. Hope they come out of it, right? And come back home. But I'm not, listen, man. You are known by your fruit. This year was the first time probably any of y'all, if you go on my channel, I got it up. Any of y'all ever seen FOPEAOI, Honor and Humility STL, and Honor House of Redeemed Servant, under one mindset. Who is doing who? Which is the mind of Christ? Separate Daniel, Jacob, or unite AOI, HORS, FOPEHASH.
Humility.
Yeah, because I sure can't get that together.
Messing up.
Honor and humility, right? We were called to unite. This is the mind of Christ, gather the lost sheep. You can't do that if you are taught to separate. That's Christian doctrine. Jehovah's Witnesses don't hang with the Seventh-day Adventists. Seventh-day Adventists don't hang with the apologetics. Apologetics don't hang with the Baptists. Baptists don't hang with the Southern Baptists. And don't hang with those Episcopalians. And you damn sure better hang with them African Methodist Episcopal churches, because them nigger churches. Don't hang with them. Y'all got to come out of that, bro. The mind of Christ is to unite. Which mind do you have? Shalom.
Shalom.